My name's John Eden. I'm enrolled in Persuasive University. I'm in the computer science program there. My speech will be in Costa Rica. I would like to thank some of the references. One of my references I would like to thank is Jose Cordero. He's a professor at the University of Costa Rica. I'd also like to thank Tim, who did an article on This is the Real Costa Rica. In addition, I'd like to thank Sierra Verde Adventures for their input also. The word Costa Rica translates into rich coast. Pura vida is another word often heard in Costa Rica, which means rich life. That sounds very positive already. Visit the rich coast and experience the rich life. Costa Rica has many things to offer the vacationer. For example, the people of Costa Rica, Ticos, are considered to be friendly and generally pleasant. Costa Rica is really more than just a tourist destination. It's more like an interactive sensory experience. The country is filled with an abundance of biodiversity and environmental attractions. They have majestic volcanoes, misty cloud forests, tropical river valleys, hundreds of beaches along the Pacific and Caribbean coast alike. Sounds good to be true. However, what country you know has not had a military in 63 years? That's right, Costa Rica. Since 1949, they saw no need for a military, so this is really the ultimate sign of a peaceful country. Did you know the company Intel has invested millions of dollars in manufacturing in Costa Rica? Well, that's right. It's amazing the country has done what a lot of people said couldn't be done. That is, have a booming economy and yet preserve the environment. The country is ranked 5th in the world in terms of environmental performance index. Really, Costa Rica needs to be on everyone's list of a place to visit. Costa Rica is the most visited country in Central America for a reason. What makes people want to visit the country? How about the friendly atmosphere? The Ticos, we spoke earlier, actually like visitors in their country. The Ticos are a combination of Spanish and Colombian, but there are people there from all over Europe, Asia, and Africa. 85% of the population speaks English, however, the native language is Spanish. Do you know Costa Rica covers only 3% of the Earth's surface, yet accounts for 6% of the Earth's biodiversity? That's enormous. If you're a butterfly lover, there are over 1,000 species in Costa Rica. If you're a bird lover, there's over 850 species. If you like orchids, there's over 1,200 species. Plants, there are over 9,000 species. Did someone mention insects? Yes, there's over 4,000 species in Costa Rica. Does anybody remember the opening scene in Jurassic Park? Yes, it was filmed in Costa Rica. Much of Costa Rica lies on a fault zone. This is why there are so many mountains and volcanoes in this area. So why do most ecologists visit or perhaps live in Costa Rica? Besides the fact that Jurassic Park was filmed there, which I think was a great movie. If you would like to learn about biodiversity, there probably isn't a better place to go on Earth than Costa Rica. More than 25% of Costa Rica's land is dedicated to national parks. There are over 1,000 or 100 protected areas to visit. There are more than 121 volcanic formations in Costa Rica. 7 of them are active. Poas volcano is the second largest volcano on this world. Its crater measures a mile in diameter. The shoreline in Costa Rica totals 862 miles with beaches on both the Caribbean and the Pacific side. Well, now that I've mentioned the exciting things to see, where exactly do you go in Costa Rica? There are places such as the Earth University in Costa Rica, Hacienda Baru National Wildlife Refuge. This park covers 815 square acres and is full of hiking trails and areas to birdwatch. Cano Negro is another one. It's a wildlife refuge which hosts nature cruises through the wetlands in that area. Don't worry, there are thousands of acres to explore in Costa Rica. Doing the same thing twice in Costa Rica should never be an issue. So now you know a little about the ecology of Costa Rica. What about the culture and events of Costa Rica? Costa Rica festivals and culture events reflect the nation's ideologies, hopes, worries, and emotions. The festivals show the culture of biodiversity and the mix of cultures. An example of this is the Festival of Seed and Harvest, celebrated by the indigenous people. Some of these celebrations might be because of a new church or a building being erected. Others are based on civil rights and religious holidays. The processions and parades could not be more diverse. You can find ox carts being decorated, children and adults wearing traditional clothing, as well as all kinds of fireworks and games. These festivals are more than just entertainment. They support the community, spirit, and patriotism. No matter what social class, religion, gender, or ethnicity you belong to, everybody's invited. Some of the more popular cultural events and festivals include the Palmeras Festival that takes place the first 2 weeks of January and includes bloodless bullfights. Also, All Saints Day of Santa Cruz, which includes dancing, music, and bloodless bullfights. Kind of gives you an example of how peaceful these people really are. Another popular festival is the Carnival of Punteras, which is the last week of February, and it's also filled with parades, festivities, and bloodless bullfights. The International Festival of the Arts meets every 2 years at the end of March in Costa Rica. Leading artists and local performers come from around the world to take part. So really, I never really heard about Costa Rica until I met some friends at work who had lived in the area of the world. During our discussions, I knew this was a place I needed to visit. Costa Rica is a friendly, democratic, and peaceful country. For activities, for more action-type activities, you can surf, hike, do rafting, canopying, diving, deep water fishing, and snorkeling. You can go with a low budget or seek the more exclusive resorts, which obviously are going to be more expensive. For relaxation, there are beautiful, unique golf courses and luxury spas. The hotels have all the modern comforts and in the most private and secluded environments. Costa Rica has it all, basically. Thank you, everybody.
Golf! Kayaks!